welcome back to our channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I wanted to just show you something that we're going to be doing through our middle school year, starting in the 6th grade, 2019-2020 school year for my son. We're going to study Shakespeare. I'm super excited. I loved studying Shakespeare in high school. I'm going to start my son in middle school because I think some of the plays are easy, kind of, sort of easy reads, but they're real entertaining and I think he'll love them. For the 6th grade, we're going to study Shakespeare and we're going to start with Julius Caesar. In the 7th grade, we're going to continue studying Shakespeare and we're going to do 2 or 3 of his plays. 8th grade, we'll continue. High school, we'll just go ahead and continue and maybe even circle back to some that we did in middle school. So, what am I using for our Shakespeare unit studies throughout middle school? Well, first, what I purchased was this here. The Shakespeare book. Big ideas simply explained. Let me flip through this really quick for you. Is this a table of contents? No. And this is by DK, by the way. And let me show you a quick peek of the table of contents. Sorry for the glare. So, some of the plays that this book breaks down, and it should eventually be all the plays, are, starting from here, The Two Gentlemen of Verona, The Taming of the Shrew, Henry the Sixth, Part 1, 2, and 3. Then we have Titus, we have Richard, Edward III, Comedy of Errors, Venus and Adonis, and a whole bunch more. We have Richard II, we have Romeo and Juliet, A Midsummer Night's Dream. I actually did that in the 9th grade and I really like that. They also have a movie on that. They also have some movies on Henry and also Julius Caesar, of course, and Taming of the Shrews. You can see plays on those live depending on where you live. We have The Merry Wives of Windsor. That was funny. We have, let me see what else. As You Like It, Hamlet, one of my faves. Twelfth Night. We have A Lover's Complaint. Sir Thomas More, King Lear, Othello. Those two are excellent. Macbeth, one of my faves. Antony and Cleopatra. Just so many. A Winter's Tale, Henry VIII. So this book basically goes over every single play that Shakespeare has written. So what it does, let me show you an example. This is The Taming of a Shrew. So it tells you around what time. Gosh, the glare, I'll put it up. So it tells you around when the play was written. And then what it does is it dives in, guys. It dives in with some basic information here. Let me see if I can get this glare out the way for you. Bear with me. Bear with me, friends. Bear with me. Okay. So what it does is it gives you a little brief snippet of all the characters in the play. Every chapter is like this. It gives you a quick timeline of each act of the play, or major scene, in other words. And then it gives you a quick synopsis or summary overview of the play itself. And it moves on to the next. It provides you some context along with some themes and settings. And it discusses all the major themes by act within the play. And then it goes on to the next play. So it's very quick. It's a real nice overview. Again, it gives you a synopsis of the characters, a synopsis of every single act within the play, and a summary or overview, high-level overview of the play itself, and a high-level overview of the major themes. Let me show you another one. Julius Caesar. Again, this is what we're doing for the 6th grade. Super excited. I even purchased the movie from the United Kingdom, and I even purchased a DVD player that allows you to play DVDs from other countries outside of the United States, other continents as well, outside of North America. And I invested in that type of DVD player because I like foreign films. Me and my husband like foreign films anyway. So this allows us to purchase DVDs that we like. So again, it gives you a brief synopsis of all the characters in the play. It gives you a timeline for every single act within the play. It gives you a brief summary at the bottom there. And then it puts the play into context. It breaks it down by the theme, the setting, provides you some sources and additional information. And then it further breaks down those themes and provides you a brief synopsis by act. Okay, so that's this book here. The next book that we'll use is this More Tales from Shakespeare. This is 7 plays: The Merchant of Venus, Antony and Cleopatra, As You Like It, Much Ado About Nothing, King Lear, Richard III, and Twelfth Night. Those are the stories that are within this booklet here. And what this will do, let me show you inside. This is like a comic book feel, okay? And the first page just gives you a brief synopsis of the plays that are within this book. I got all these from Amazon. I will put all of them in the description box below. And this is how they present the material to you. Comic book feel. It breaks down the story in a high level context, easy to read. I think any middle schooler can read this. Even a 5th grader, 4th grader can read this to introduce them to the play. This is a great way of getting them interested in the play before you actually have them read the novel. The way I like to do literature is I like to do an introduction. I like to study the author. I like to read the book, and then we'll do the movie, and we'll do little projects and writing assignments and discussions in between. Okay, so the whole book is like this. This is Antony and Cleopatra. Okay, so this will serve as an introduction, and this will also serve as an introduction, but a lot more detail in that book there. Next, what I'm using to help me teach Shakespeare is how to teach your children Shakespeare. Let me show you the table of contents here. And what this does is it takes a few of the plays and it breaks it down for you. Okay? So let's look at the first one, A Midsummer Night's Dream. They will take passage 1 and they will help you learn the first line, explain the reason, the plan, can allow you to understand the imagery and rhythm. And then you will learn the final 6 lines and it goes through some more. But I'll flip through that first chapter and show you what I mean. So in this book, we have A Midsummer Night's Dream. We have The Twelfth Night, Romeo and Juliet, Macbeth, Henry IV, Part 1, As You Like It, Henry V, Hamlet, The Tempest, also a great play. So those are the ones that are covered within this book. And let me show you how they do it. So first, this is, again, A Midsummer Night's Dream. They take passage 1 and they break down the first line to help you memorize the first line. And what they're also doing as they're going through each, they're also helping you break down what is going on and what are they saying in layman's terms. Okay? So this book, again, will help you teach Shakespeare. They will help you explain to the student why study Shakespeare, why memorize it, how to memorize it, what's the purpose, what's the value of learning and understanding Shakespeare, and so forth. Okay, let you see the back. Feel free to pause the video in order to read the back. Okay, so this book again will be used to help me teach my child Shakespeare. And this book will probably be read a few times. If you're not into Shakespeare, don't do it. I like it. I love it. I'm into it. So we're going to do it. And then we're going to also include who was William Shakespeare. And then we have these 2 books here, which basically, again, will introduce Shakespeare in shorter stories before they get to the actual read. Okay, so let me show you in here what that looks like. So again, here's A Midsummer Night's Dream. You can have them look at this here or read this here. It's a quick read. I'll show you. You can have them watch the movie after they read it, do a project, do an assignment, whatever you like. So let me show you how quick this read is. So it's not going to dive in deep, but it will give you an overall picture of what the story is about. Of course, the actual story is much, much longer, but again, this serves as an introduction to a 4th grader, 5th grader, even 6th grader, these books here, and then you can dive a little bit deeper as they get older. So let me go back to the table of contents. So it goes from page 8 through 61, okay, for A Midsummer Night's Dream, okay? And let me see, this book, which plays does this book have? A Midsummer Night's Dream, Tempest, Hamlet, Henry V. This book here may have more versions. These are just the ones that I chose. This has Macbeth, Twelfth Night, Romeo and Juliet, Antony and Cleopatra. Okay. Another book you can use that is not necessarily, Shakespearean, but this book here is really good. It's How to Read Literature Like a Professor for Kids. This is something you can give to your kid and have them read like a normal book. Or you can use this book alongside the kid and help them understand how to read literature. This is written like a novel, kid-friendly. Okay? And it teaches them how to read literature through a fun interactive story. This is really good. I think this is great for a 5th grader, 6th grader, 7th grader. This would be excellent. Again, teaching your child how to read through literature, through a story, through storytelling, okay? Here's the table of contents, and they will learn just by reading this book. So again, you can have them read this book on their own, or you can read it with them aloud and pull out key points you want them to focus on. Okay? Great way to teach your children how to read literature like a professor. Okay, guys, I hope this video was of benefit. I hope it was helpful. I hope you found something of interest here. If you have any questions, leave them for me in the comment box below. And as always, you be blessed and make it a great day. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Be blessed and make it a great day. I don't know.
Make it a great day.
Great day.